watching KOCT Television in Oceanside.
This program is brought to you by the City of Oceanside. The following program does not necessarily reflect the views, opinions, or policies of the City of Oceanside, its elected officials, KOCT, its board of directors, or staff.
I'm CJ Demento, host of Oceanside Spectrum. I'm happy to welcome you to this December edition of Oceanside Spectrum. So first, Jill Marshall, interim CEO of Women's Resource Center, will share about the center's spirit of giving and upcoming volunteer opportunities. Stoked for Life founder and director Charles Webb is here to talk all about clinics and competitions for adaptive surfing and paddleboarding. And Bill McLeod, ambassador for Got Your Back San Diego, shares about their food assistance programs to fight childhood hunger. And Haley DiDonato, Life Enrichment Director at Carlsbad by the Sea, will update us on their Senior Women's Basketball League and their Men's Shed Group. And Waste Management's Lori Summers, Community and Municipal Relations Manager, will inform us about the city's new residential organics programs. Lots of great info. So stay tuned because Oceanside Spectrum on KOCT starts now. The Women's Resource Center interim CEO Jill Marshall is here. It's a very important nonprofit here in Oceanside that you're representing. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So tell everybody about the Women's Resource Center, its important mission in our community.
So the Women's Resource Center has been in Oceanside for 50 years, it'll be 50 years in 2024. And the mission is to provide services for victims of domestic violence and sexual assault. So we have shelter, we have transitional housing, and we have a walk-in center with a 24-hour hotline. Clients can call the hotline, speak to someone 24 hours a day, and then they can come into the walk-in center and speak to a case manager. Our mission is to help people rebuild their lives after they've been victimized by domestic violence.
It's an important role that you play. So you have an event coming up. It's called the Spirit of Giving, right?
Yes.
We are in the holiday season and you are supporting a number of families in the community through this initiative. Tell folks about that.
So it's an annual event for us and we basically have a big party. And clients sign up and they come in and we have a room set up with all the toys and they can pick 3 gifts for each child. Then we have in the other half of the building a room where the kids can go in and pick a gift for their moms. And then we have like Santa Claus there and a lot of food and we try to make it a party, make it, fun for everybody. And then there's different community groups that come and do the wrapping. The Soroptimists always come. And so the groups will wrap the gifts for the moms and then wrap the kids the gifts that they've picked for their moms. So it's pretty fun. It's a fun day for us. Last year we had 140 families and like 400 kids. Wow. Each kid gets 3 things. It turns it into quite a project, to get. But different groups do toy drives, and we have generous donors that just send toys to us, ship them to us. So it's a lot of community support, and we literally couldn't do it if it weren't for the support of the community. And this year the event's December 9th. And it's pretty much all day, 9 to 1. And we need volunteers, and we always need toys and gifts for the moms.
Okay. So you're looking for people to donate gifts for the event itself?
Yes. And then even after the event, usually there's people, the stragglers that didn't sign up because they didn't know to sign up. And they'll show up and say, oh, it's 2 weeks till Christmas, I don't have anything for my kids. And we always have stuff left over that we just pass out to people because we figured better to get it to kids than just sit, in our storage room for a year. So we try to, give all that away. And then we have clients in our shelter that won't be there the day of the event, but that will be at the shelter, on Christmas. So we make sure those kids all get stuff. It's a lot of work to get everybody toys.
Together, to be Santa to all the kids. Good for you. It's amazing.
It is.
So you also have some trainings coming up. So if people want to volunteer for the organization, starting in January, they can do that.
So it's 56 hours. It's required by the state for anyone who works directly with victims of domestic violence and sexual assault. So they come in and they learn like the sort of the dynamics of domestic violence and sexual assault, and then how domestic violence affects different populations and different groups' perspective on it. Like the police department, they come and do a segment on how it is for them and what they see. And like someone comes from the Indian country and comes and does how the domestic violence affects people on the reservations. So there's all these groups that you might come in contact with working with victims are sort of represented in this training. So someone working the hotline will know how to respond appropriately when asked a question. There's like a suicide prevention person that will come and talk. And so, yeah, it's quite in depth, but you get a lot out of it. It's very interesting because the guest speakers are all, not just us, telling our stuff, but it's, people that are professionals in different areas
of caring. Yeah. So it sounds like there's a lot of different ways that people can support the Women's Resource Center, either through the spirit of giving or volunteering and becoming a volunteer support for your organization.
Yes.
So if people want to find out more about the WRC, how would you like them to do that?
So they can go to our website, which is www.wrcsd.org, or they can come into our office. They can speak to the volunteer coordinator, or call our main number, 760-757-3500. Just say they want to volunteer and they'll send them to the right person, or they're interested in the spirit of giving and they'll send them to the right people.
Thank you, Jill.
Thank you. Thanks
today.
for having me.
We'll be right back.
Elmo's daddy listens and his daddy cares.
I do, but Elmo's thoughts and feelings when Elmo's happy or scared. I'll take care of you.
All right, welcome back. Charles Webb, founder and director of Stoked for Life, is here with a mission of not letting obstacles stand in the way of dreams. That's cool.
How you doing?
I like that. Good. Thanks for being here.
For sure. Thanks for bringing me in.
Absolutely. So I want you to tell people about Stoked for Life.
Stoked for Life is
you're doing all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, geared towards adaptive water sports and ocean therapy and advancements in adaptive water sports equipment and accessibility for our beach and waterway communities. We also host the U.S. Open Adaptive Surfing Championships here in Oceanside, and we are the creator of the Adaptive Surfing Professional World Championship Tour that's sponsored by Visit Oceanside. So
awesome.
We appreciate all the sponsorship. The U.S. Open is sponsored by the University of St. Augustine, which is in San Marcos, and they give us a lot of volunteer students that come out and help us with our surf camps in the U.S. Open, and they do a lot for us.
Yeah, and your organization is really about accessibility, right? Making the water sports accessible to everyone and really challenging everyone to get out there and, and enjoy it, right?
Yeah.
Enjoy the sport.
Challenge their limits for sure. The surf camps are just about ocean therapy and getting people in the water and getting the healing powers of the ocean, which helped me and helps a lot of other people. And then, you get those guys that want to compete, and that's where the U.S. Open comes in. And we kind of use those surf camps to kind of train people and kind of coach them up and get them the right kind of equipment through different shapers. Dave Dahm through King's Paddle Sports, who's here in North County, and, Steve Bainey at Infinity Surfboards, and Ben Way has been shaping a lot of boards. He's a local guy here in Oceanside. Corey at Whitlock, is another guy that shapes adaptive surfboards for people. So a lot of shapers are helping out, and that's a real huge part of it, is getting an athlete on the proper equipment so they can, exceed their limitations.
Yeah. Can you tell us a little bit more about the equipment and how it works, and so people kind of have a fuller idea of what adaptive surfing is?
Sure. So every adaptive surfer is kind of like a fingerprint. They're all a little bit different, even though you might have the same injury as me. You might surf prone. I surf sitting up. So every board is a little bit different. They have handles. Some of them have straps and, different apparatuses to adapt for the surfer's comfort and helping them to surf at a high level or just really comfortably and have that good flow. So it's really up to the shaper and the adaptive athlete to communicate and have, a good relationship of like what that adaptive surfer needs. There's tons of different ways to surf, sitting up, kneeling, standing, prone surfing, assisted surfing. So there's a lot of different ways to do it. It all just depends on the athlete and how comfortable they feel and what kind of equipment they need.
Cool. And you have a lot of volunteers that help with your camps too, to make those camps happen. And I'm sure the competition too, you have a lot of volunteers.
For sure. Safety is first. You know, we can't put disabled people in the water by themselves. We need help getting in and out of the water first and foremost. And then we want to keep you safe while you're in the water. So the way that we do it at Stoked for Life is we kind of have a layered water system with, you know, deep water safety with guys that are actually out deep in the water. And then we have some shallow water safety and then transfer. And that kind of carries over to the U.S. Open. All nonprofits, I assume, are volunteer-based. We're a majority volunteer-based nonprofit, and we can't survive without the volunteers. We're super grateful to the University of St. Augustine that provides us the occupational and physical therapy students to come out to all the surf camps in the U.S. Open. All the local surfers come out every year and give back to the community, and we can't survive without them. We can't thrive without them. So we definitely are volunteer-based for sure.
Anything else you want people to know about adaptive surfing?
You know, adaptive surfers they're just surfers. You know, they just want to get in the water. They just want to catch a good wave and experience, you know, getting barreled or just doing a big off the lip. That's what ocean therapy is all about. You know, the ocean doesn't only heal disabled people, it heals everybody.
Absolutely.
So not only physically, but spiritually and mentally, it's a great therapy. And, you know, it helped me a great deal when I did Battle of the Paddle in 2013. And that was kind of the birth of Stoked for Life. A lot of people reached out to me and see how I got out on the water. How could they make a piece of equipment like that? And so that was basically the birth of Stoked for Life. So
awesome. So if people want to donate to your organization or become involved in any way, how do you want them to contact you?
You can go to stokedforlife.org, go to the website, stokedforlife.org. You can catch us on IG at Stoked for Life. You can catch me on my Facebook page, Charles Webb.
Awesome.
And you can email us at stokedforlifefoundation@gmail.com. And all donations, there's a call for action button right on the website, right on the front. If you want to make a donation, feel free. We definitely are donation based and we need all the help that we can get.
Awesome. Thank you, Charles.
Thanks for bringing us in, man. We appreciate it.
Stay right there. We'll be right back.
Food isn't just fuel to live, it's fuel to grow. My family relied on public assistance to help provide meals for us. These meals fueled my involvement in theater and the arts as a child, which fostered my love for acting. The Feeding America network of food banks helps millions of people put food on the table. When people are fed, futures are nourished. Join the movement to end hunger, and together we can open endless possibilities for people to thrive. Visit feedingamerica.org/actnow.
All right, welcome back. Bill McLeod with the nonprofit Got Your Back San Diego. All right.
Thank you very much.
Happy you're here.
Glad to be here.
So you've been running this nonprofit for 14 years?
14 years. We're in our 14th year now, yes.
Yeah, focused on getting food to kids in this community.
Kids whose primary source of food is what they get in a school cafeteria Monday through Friday.
Yeah.
And on the weekends, they have little to nothing of any nutritional value to eat. A lot of them eat junk food. A lot of them just don't eat anything. And they come back to school on Monday morning tired, cranky, exhausted.
Yeah.
Teachers have to compete with that hunger to teach them anything. And so what we do is we provide 6 meals in a backpack every weekend, delivered to the schools, and then the schools distribute them to the kids on Friday when they leave for the weekend. And Monday morning they bring their empty backpack back. And we do that every week for the entire school year.
So weekend food assistance is really the primary focus of Got Your Back.
Yep.
And you're delivering food to schools all throughout this community?
We would love to. Last we heard from the school board, there's 26,000 kids in San Diego schools who need a program like this.
Yeah.
But we have limited resources, limited finances, and so we do what we can. We were at 400 kids in Vista, Oceanside, and Carlsbad schools.
So every week, 400 kids?
Every week.
Wow.
6 meals every week to 400 kids.
Yeah. So how do you do that? How do you make that happen? What does that look like?
It sort of was organic. It just fell together. On Tuesday nights, there's a group of volunteers that comes and packs the bags. We got a nice little system. It doesn't take very long. And then on Thursday mornings, another group of volunteers, drivers, they come in and pick the bags up and they take them to the schools. Right now we're in 15 different schools. So they distribute these bags to the schools, and the schools put them away somewhere and until Friday afternoon when the kids leave for the weekend. Then the kids go to that room and they get their bag and go home.
And you've seen an increase in the need for this type of service, right, in the last few years?
I mean, just think about your own personal experience with the cost of groceries.
Yeah.
You know, it's one thing to be disadvantaged by poverty, but it's a whole other thing to add inflation in the food market on top of that. A lot of these people are having to choose between toothpaste and food, medicine sometimes and food, shoes and food. And those are things that, you know, and this is Southern California. This is where the rest of the world comes to vacation. It's a shame that that kind of thing exists, but it does. And so we just figure out a way to deal with it.
Yeah, and created the nonprofit to deal with it, to support the kids within the community.
Yeah.
So what's the best way that people can support Got Your Back San Diego?
Yeah, you can go to our website, gotyourbacksandiego.org, and you can learn about volunteering. You can learn about, you know, doing food drives, doing fundraisers. You can make donations. You can make one-time donations. What we'd really like to see is an increase in our child sponsorship. Like for $30 a month, about $1 a day, you can sponsor a child, and that child is guaranteed to receive 6 meals every weekend, a few healthy snacks, and even a little homework assignment that they can color. It's a real simple little thing and teaches them about food and making healthy food choices.
Yeah, so kind of an all-around support for kids and nutrition.
Yeah.
Anything else you want folks to know about Got Your Back?
Gosh, my head swims with all kinds of things that once I start, I won't stop. But just, you know, if it's in your heart to do, if it's something to help fight childhood hunger somewhere, whether it's halfway around the world or right here in San Diego, in Oceanside, in Carlsbad and Vista, do it. And we welcome your help. We welcome your support.
And your website for people to do
gotyourbacksandiego.org.
Easy. Got Your Back.
Big one, but gotyourbacksandiego.org.
Thanks for having the kids back.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
We'll be right back with our next guest.
I'm your retirement fear, but don't be scared. You're still in pre-retirement.
Does that mean I have more time to plan?
Precisely. This is pretirement.org.
This isn't scary. I'm doing it.
Haley DiDonato with Carlsbad by the Sea is here, and she serves as their Life Enrichment Director. Love that title.
Yes.
Welcome.
Thank you. Great to be here. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So some people know what Carlsbad by the Sea is, but some don't. So tell the audience about Carlsbad by the Sea.
Well, Carlsbad by the Sea is really like living on a resort, I must say. But essentially, we are one of front porch retirement communities. There are many throughout California and beyond. And our vision essentially is to help individuals lead enriching and connected and fulfilling lives through, you know, being involved with the community and innovation. So we're really all about kind of connecting with the community and developing new programs and doing things that are engaging for not just our own residents, but the greater community as well.
And you definitely have a couple of new programs that do just that.
Yes.
Senior women's basketball.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Very excited. We actually just finished our first season. It's been a huge success. So we actually partnered with the San Diego Basketball Association, and we brought a league out to North County, San Diego. So it's open to the public, and our residents and the majority of the players actually are from the greater community, including Oceanside, and they come together. They have been coming together every Wednesday night at Pine Court in the village. And they essentially are learning new skills or maybe brushing up on old skills that they, were practicing back in high school decades ago, and developing new friendships and having a blast together, getting great exercise, and just kind of having a new family to be a part of. So it's been a huge hit.
And some of them have never played basketball.
Yes, or a sport for that matter.
Amazing.
So yeah, it's a really great empowering opportunity for residents or for people in general to kind of take on something new, to feel empowered to, take that step out of their comfort zone and kind of push the boundaries and be creative and do new things. So
yeah, and you have another program called the Men's Shed, the first in California.
Yes, the Men's Shed is actually a whole movement. So it started in the UK and then moved to the Australia area and then the United States. And there are none in California until we started one just very recently. So it's open to the public, and essentially it's a social group. It's a way for men to come together, to meet each other, to develop friendships, and to work on fun community projects together. So they're kind of bonding shoulder to shoulder.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I bet they come up with some amazing projects.
Yes,
in the community.
they're in talks right now. So they're bonding on our oceanfront terrace, and they're in talks about what kinds of opportunities there are to get involved with. So for all the Oceanside organizations, it's a great opportunity to kind of feed us all the different projects and opportunities that there may be, because our men are very eager to jump into hands-on projects and help out in the community.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes.
And you're also, you look for volunteers for the Carlsbad by the Sea as well, right? So it kind of goes both directions.
Yeah, definitely. So our residents are extremely active in the community. We volunteer at a wide variety of organizations. We deliver food to Brother Benno's in Oceanside. We have a group that makes cute blankets for the babies at Camp Pendleton. And then we also, that's just a couple, but we also have a ton of volunteer opportunities to work with our residents as well. So we have a variety of classes that can be led. We have presentations. There's activities with our assisted living and care center residents. There's socials and outings, a lot of fun stuff to help out with.
So if people want to find out more about those opportunities or take a tour of Carlsbad by the Sea, where would you like them to go?
They can reach out to me. My email is hddonato@frontporch.net, and I can connect them with whatever they are looking to get involved with.
All right. Anything else you want folks to know about Carlsbad by the Sea?
It's just a wonderful place to visit, and I really am proud and really inspired to be a part of a community where our residents are so just filled with knowledge and experience and passion. They really love being a part of the greater community. So we're really enthusiastic and excited to take on different partnerships and to become more involved in the community and help out where we can and just really be connected with the greater community.
Enriching life.
Enriching life all over, at every stage of life.
Absolutely. Well, thank you. So nice to meet you.
Thank you. Of course, thank you.
We'll be right back with our final guest.
We're learning today about the Recycle Smart website, greenoceanside.org. It's the place to go to learn how to recycle right in Oceanside. Have a live holiday tree? Plant it and enjoy it all year long. If you need to recycle your holiday tree, put it in your green waste cart or adjacent to your cart after the holiday season. Still have questions? We've got you covered. The city's Green Oceanside campaign is committed to sustainability in partnership with Waste Management.
All right, Lori Summers is here, Community and Municipal Relations Manager with Waste Management. And she's going to share updates about how to reduce our organic waste, right?
Exactly.
So it doesn't go into the landfills.
Right.
And there's been an assembly bill that's passed that is kind of initiating some of this work. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so it's Senate Bill 1383. I think a lot of people have already heard about it now, which basically requires a 75% reduction of organic waste going into the landfill.
Okay.
So that will help reduce greenhouse gases. And on the plus side too, it's helping the city support its zero waste goals.
Yeah, because that is the goal, right? To reduce what's going into the landfill, and we all play a really important role in that.
Yes.
Yeah. What are we going to be seeing in regards to this process?
Sure. So back in late October and in November area, residents should have received a guide, a new residential guide, and along with it a flyer that kind of is introducing a new organic program. And what that is basically you're going to be able to put food scraps and food soiled paper inside your current green waste container. So you're not going to get a new cart. You're going to be able to use the green cart that you already have, that you're already putting your green waste, your yard trimmings in. You'll be able to start putting your food scraps and food soiled paper, which are things like pizza boxes, some of your paper plates, napkins, those types of things that are soiled with food that are made out of an organic material like that are going to be able to go in.
What should we not be putting in those green bins? It's just as important,
Yes,
right?
exactly. So what we don't want in there are a lot of the plastic. So what we are, though, accepting, and this is in Oceanside, if you put your grains, your meats, your dairy, all those food type things that you can put in, if you put it in a clear bag, translucent, you can see through it, you can go ahead and put your food and scraps in that. What we don't want, though, are the shopping bags, the liners that are colored where we cannot see what's in the material. You can even put it in a paper bag because then we can see it in there. We don't want the plastic, like the to-go containers or any of the packaging that food comes in that has that squishy kind of plastic. For on the on the green waste side, the pet waste doesn't go in there. You don't want any, of course, any hazardous waste, anything like that.
So we all have a role to play in making this work moving forward. So what if people have questions about what they can or cannot put into the bin?
Sure. Well, one, we hope they're reading the guide because it's very comprehensive. That's a good guide in what not to do. You can always visit our website and the city's website. If all else fails, give us a call, or email us and we can help you out. One thing I wanted to make sure that when we start the program in January, we are delivering our new compost kitchen pails to every resident in the city at no charge.
So everybody will get a compost pail.
Yes.
And tell us how that works.
So basically, you can leave it in your kitchen. So when you are preparing food and you're putting your food scraps in there, all your chops and everything in there, even your napkins, paper towels, if they don't have any chemicals on it, like Windex or anything like that, you can put it in there. And then when that's full, you can just take it right out to your green cart, and then you're going to roll your green cart out to the curb and have it collected every week. And that's one thing that we do want to encourage everyone is to put it out weekly, because food can sometimes get a little smelly. So some tips for that is to kind of layer your food along with green, because that green waste, that yard trimmings are kind of absorb some of that. You can do baking soda, sprinkle baking soda on it. And we also have people who will put their food, especially if it's in a plastic bag, in their freezer until it's ready to put out to the green cart to be rolled out. So it's a really easy program to use.
And it's important. It's important that we do some of these things that make our environment a little bit better.
Yeah.
And it's really about creating habits, isn't it? This is not a major thing to be doing. It's just another
You're
habit.
just going to put it in another cart, because before everyone was putting it in their landfill cart. Well, all you're doing is shifting from that, now putting it in a green cart. And what that might do for you is maybe you would get by with a smaller cart, for your landfill cart, and that is a cost savings to residents because the smaller trash cart, landfill cart, is cheaper. So if they're able to really get on board 100% and reduce that, gosh, that's another benefit.
Save money and save the environment at the same time.
Yes,
All
exactly.
right. Great information. Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. And thank you for watching this December edition of Oceanside Spectrum, highlighting initiatives and events within your community. If you would like to be a guest on the show, please visit koct.org/spectrum to find out details on how your nonprofit can be a part of the show. And stay up to date with all things North County by visiting koct.org. Thanks, and take good care.